Hey, Sangriaz from the Hidden Level with part 3 of Fragments of Him walkthrough. This part covers Will's girlfriend, Sarah's
It was the first
story
day
arc,
at university. I was
and
terrified.
it's
My
about
parents drove me to the student village,
27,
the back
28
of a car
minutes
was stuffed
long.
with everything that I owned.
I'm not going to
I
talk
tried to look
through
confident.
the entire
It was
thing
late.
because the
I'm not sure
walkthrough is
anyone
all
noticed either
about
way.
the narrative and enjoying the story. There's
Paul always liked Will.
um,
I
you
doubt my
just
brother
click
Jonathan would
on
have.
the stuff that's highlighted in the game, and there's really
It
not too
seemed like
much
I had an
to talk
enormous amount
about,
of stuff.
and it's pretty easy. So just enjoy the video, and I'll be back at the end of the video.
I think Mum or Paul must have picked up the keys from somewhere. Weird that I don't remember how we got them now. I went up first. Walking into my dorm room for the first time, I could only think about my own nerves. It's one of those things that we do sometimes. We forget about the feelings of others. Yes, I was scared about it all, but how did Mum and Paul feel? After unloading the car, they were about to drive away to an empty home for the first time in 18 years. That's... maybe it was a scarier day for them than for me. I was floating through unpacking, thinking about that space upstairs. My room had probably the cheapest carpet in the world. It was awful. They might as well have painted concrete, but it was my room and amazing. It had 4 walls and a door that I could lock. I was frightened, sure, but also excited. I had my own key and all the stuff that goes with that. Of course, I was thinking a bit about dating. Everyone there was, I think. Actually, cute's the right word. I didn't really think about sexy back then, I guess. It's funny to think back like this now. Will must have been in the lectures over the first few weeks, but I didn't notice him, if I'm honest. I was so busy with everything and just learning how to live, do laundry, cook every day, that kind of thing. I next remember seeing Will through the window of the Union Bar. I remembered he'd looked back at me on that first day, and it made me smile. Britpop was still doing pretty well. Good music, Blur, Pulp, that kind of thing, and Oasis weren't just repeating themselves then. Not that the Union was playing much of those. Fridays at the Union were always the same. Crowds of people, the windows steaming up completely, and sticky floors. I kind of miss it. After I'd seen him at the window, I wanted to talk to him. Maybe more. I pretty much went on the hunt. It's not easy to find someone when you're not so tall and the lights are low. Spotting Will in the crowd was hard. I think I was changing fast. It'd only been a couple of weeks since I got to uni, but I felt very different. I know it sounds weird, but I always felt that Will was a good person. The kind of person I wanted to be around. It was true too. Considering it was the first thing I ever said to him, it's funny that I have no idea what the conversation was about that I butted into. I don't think there was any doubt about my intentions. We had a few drinks and tried to talk over the music before I pulled him outside. I could feel my heart racing, that excitement of anticipation. The cold night air hit me, and I felt a little dizzy. And that was when he first kissed me. Our first proper date was to the cinema. We had seats in the middle of the cinema. It didn't help my nerves much having everyone nearby. We sat there fidgeting, wanting to touch but scared to. I shifted in my seat a bit, letting my leg touch his. I was so smooth. I wanted to hold his hand, but he seemed to shy away. Or maybe he didn't intend that. I kept on trying to look at him from the side to see if he was looking at me. The film had that guy in it who always acts crazy but then does lots of action kick-ass stuff. We weren't really paying attention, I think. It was like everything else faded out. I put my hand on his leg, he turned to me and did that shy smile of his. He reached out and gently brushed my cheek with his hand, guiding my face to his. He closed his eyes and kissed me, placing his lips softly onto mine. We sat with our fingers locked together for the rest of the film, and when it was over we walked out, still holding hands. Did you ever fall in love so hard and so much you just knew it would have to end? It was my first time, but even back then, I think I knew deep down that's what it was. Will always gave the impression of confidence, like he always had a grand plan. I wish I knew if he saw that end coming too, like I felt it was. I don't know if that would have made how it went any easier. I'd been putting off unpacking all of my boxes, but the next day I finally got round to it. I got out the essentials, of course, but I hadn't felt very motivated to do the rest. I hung up a tasseled cloth scarf that was my mum's. She's a bit of a hippie. When I was born, someone from my mum's work gave me a toy bunny. I know it's silly, but it makes me happy. I've still got that bunny on a shelf in my room. It's like looking straight into the past and some good times. Even the smell makes me happy. I think I brought my old books as a comfort thing. I didn't really expect to read them at uni. They were just nice to have around. I put candles out. I think I thought I'd need to do romantic lighting. I'd arranged to see Will later in the week. I was really falling for him. Is it weird to tell you this? I kept on changing my mind. It shouldn't have mattered so much, but I wanted the place to look nice. It's weird how long you think about such small things. The little choices are important. I guess it didn't make any difference really, but I was happy when I was sure I'd got it right. I wanted to feel comfortable when Will came over. Will and I, it felt like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, and just as likely to burn us both as to make us happy. But what a lovely way to burn. That Christmas, I met Will's family. We'd been together for 4 months. Do you remember me there? I don't think I really said much that day. I was head over heels in love with him and very worried I'd say something wrong. I kept on wanting to touch him. There was this really good chemistry with him, but with family around, it didn't seem right. I remember he lightly touched the back of my neck as he poured me some wine, and it sent tingles into my stomach. The meal went well, I think. I think I looked a bit too grungy for the occasion. I felt really self-conscious. I loved him so much, but that feeling I had wouldn't go away, that it was all going to end. That Christmas Day, though, I felt like we had a chance. Things were going well, but over the months, I felt the relationship changing. We would listen to music as we fell asleep. Do you remember Enigma? Monks chanting and electronic stuff. We'd put that on a lot and just let ourselves drift off to the music. We listened to a lot of Portishead. Even now when I listen to them, I remember being back in that room, in his arms. As the months went by, we went out less. We would go out to meet up with Harry and a couple of other friends, but it was mostly just Will and me. Those memories will always be a warm place for me. I could feel the end of it all shaping up, but we had good times anyway. Though sometimes lonely, in a weird way. Feeling like the only people in the world. You cherish the other person, but you long for another life too. Maybe I didn't mind Will getting closer to Harry because it felt like our own love was too much for two people. We were all, Will, Harry and me, studying on the same English degree. There was a spark between Will and Harry, that much was obvious. I know some people would feel jealous, but I don't know, being around Harry made Will happy. I'll never forget that time, seeing their friendship grow. We would watch videos in bed together, or whatever was on the TV. There was a transgender character on Coronation Street. We talked about that for a long time. I'm straight and hadn't really thought about my sexuality. It was just what I was. Will was just who he was too. It's funny to tell you this now, but I was never jealous of Harry. You'd think I would be, but I loved Will so much. I just wanted him to be happy. It might seem odd to you, but it was my suggestion. I told Will to ask out Harry. I loved him. I knew it would make us all happy for Will to have Harry in his life. It was something he needed to do. I feel lucky. How many times in your life will you be sure you've helped a person find their true love? Though it was rough. For a long time, I wished that true love had been me. Let me paint a picture for you of the end. Will had been seeing both me and Harry at the same time for about 6 months. I can see you think that sounds weird, but it really wasn't. We were all open, safe, and honest about it. The picture. It was October, and we met in the basement of the Royal Oak. Smoking was still allowed in pubs, and the faint smell clung to everything. It was that old, heavy pub furniture. There was the muffled sound of the George Street traffic. The seats were covered with tapestry fabric that was worn and faded. I knew what I was going to say to Will. Before I went to university, a friend asked me what love is. I told her that love was being able to tell a person that you never wanted to see them again. Even though it broke your heart to do it, you would tell them to leave you because it was right. I was quite happy with that answer. Like love was something from a Shakespearean tragedy. I hadn't been in love when I said it. I didn't expect to have to do it. I didn't expect to be right. We need to talk.
Oh?
This needs to change.
You mean us?
I feel like I'm getting in your way.
You're not. This is good.
Sure, but I don't know if it's good for you.
I'd like to be the one making that choice.
I'm happy with you. I love you, but this isn't about me.
I love you too. I want to be with you.
I know, but I don't think you should be.
Is this it? Can I do anything differently?
No. But thank you for wanting to.
I don't want this.
Me either. But it's right.
I love you.
I love you too. I was so in love. I can't tell you how much it hurt to let him go. I never forgot him. I never stopped loving him. Love doesn't just stop. It's not like a room you just walk out of. Our love, the warmth of it, became a memory I cherish. I've never loved anyone like that again. It took me 2 years to get over Will. I saw him falling deeper and deeper in love with Harry. Maybe we all could have kept on dating together the way we were. I didn't think of that as an option at the time. I threw myself into my studies to try to forget. I graduated with first-class honours, so I guess it worked out well. I still have that love with me, and the loneliness passed eventually. I started a date and...
So we're nearing the end of Sarah's story arc. The next part will cover some miscellaneous stuff before part 5, which will be the final part,
the love
begins
I have now
Harry,
is wonderful.
Will's
Not the same as
boyfriend,
what we
and
had.
the
Love
ending
is
stuff.
unique every time. And
So
that's a good
thank you
thing.
for watching. My name is Sangriaz from the Hidden Levels. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That always helps. Come check us out on our other channels on Twitch. We do live streams on our website www.thehiddenlevels.com, and I'll be back with more videos very soon.